So I'm starting the live in the office because it is very, very noisy out there. But it is fantastic out there. When I came in yesterday, I freaked out. And Stefano took me to see this thing that I'm going to show you, and it is absolutely magical. Really old machine. I'm not going to tell you much about it. I'm going to get down there and see if we could open the machine because they might be using it. But it's a little bit noisy, so I'm just going to leave the office. So exciting! So I'm in a factory in northern Italy, and I've come to test some products, and they have some really, really wonderful products and really wonderful inks. So I'm here working, testing the inks, the Hamburg inks, and I'm just going to. Oh, look, there's a machine working. Okay, let's flip the screen. So danger. So I'm not really going to go over there, but these machines are absolutely massive, right? And so these are color mills. So you see them spinning around. They're just sort of rotating. And then these are some of the other drum machines. But I really want to take you down to the back. Now. Oh, aren't they great? Look at them. Okay, so, right. So we're going to head down to the back first. But before we nip down there, let me just show this to you. Look at this. Look at all these pigments. Ah! Look at that massive bag of yellow. There's some orange in there. There's purple here. I mean, it's just crazy. Look at this pink. I mean, really, look at that. A whole sack full of pink. Look at the green. And I've not been to a color mill before. So it's a very new experience for me. And I really wanted to share it with you guys because I couldn't believe, look at this blue. Wow, look at that. So beautiful, the blues. I'm trying not to get color all over my clothes as well. Whoa, look at that just there on the floor. Look at that yellow. See if I can get the light on it. Oh, look at that beautiful orange. Oh, wow, look at these. Okay, so really, really amazing, you know. I'm just like, so much color. I can't really show you everything. Oh, so the machine's open, right? It's so exciting. So this is a machine that I saw yesterday when I arrived. Let me step back and give you a view of it. It's an old machine. It's one of the few remaining types of these machines in the world. And look at that magenta just sort of there. Obviously everything's covered in color. Right. Just go back a little bit. So you can see here inside the machine, there are these massive stone wheels And look at this, isn't this great? And the color, so these go around, and as they're going around, the weight and the pressure crushes the color in a very specific way, and it allows the color to grind. It allows the pigment to be ground really finely. Oh look, there's a light. How exciting. So you can really see inside them. I mean, look at that. Look how big that is, right? And so there are two forms of these machines. There's this magical thing here. And then there is the other one, which is, I really sort of have to step back. I mean, I'm about this tall, right? So you can see how big this machine is. It's really quite large. And this one, those massive rollers, they're huge, right? They stay stationary, but the base rotates and crushes the color. Oh, so there's one. Oh, look at this. Look. That is just phenomenal. Look at the size of that. So this is the black machine, yeah? And you know, one of the amazing things about this is all really old technology being used to still produce color in the same way that it was done, 120 years ago. And this is the blue. Wow, look at that. So for each color, there's a machine for each color, because obviously you can't clean all of this out if you're going to then put a pink in it or a red in it, or you really need a special color for the blue. So the light will come on soon. There it is. Oh, look at that. What? Wow, look at that blue. And what you're seeing, because I'm looking at the camera, what you're seeing is not, Aziz is right here. What you're seeing is not the intensity of the color I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is really, really deep and rich and absolutely phenomenal. But one of the things that really struck me about the factory when I arrived yesterday was, Stefano brought me up and he showed me the machines, and you've just seen these machines. I mean, really, these machines they're massive. And they are so old and so amazing and so beautiful. And then you have some technology next to them, and seeing them next to each other is really quite amazing. And it's like Stefano said to me yesterday, one of the things that they have to be conscious of is, even though they have these historical machines, they also have to have all of this modern technology to monitor things like air quality in the factory, to make sure that, that the team in the factory are safe. Look at this yellow. What? Look at that. I mean, everything here is yellow. Look how deep that yellow is. So beautiful and so rich. So let's see if I could get over here. So yesterday when I was talking with Stefano about the machines, what he said was they grind the pigment inside of these machines. They put the stones in there, and the stone grinds them. Now, once they've ground the pigments in there, they then take that really fine powder and they bring it into, I wonder if I could see this. So they bring it into here. So these 3 cylinders, 1, 2, 3, they're big, massive things, right? They're huge cylinders. They pour the pigment in with water and with a binder. So the binder could be shellac, it could be shellac, it could be gum arabic. So they pour them into those between the cylinders. And you know, if you've ever ground pigment before to make a color, you then have to put the pigment on a slab that's been sandblasted so it has teeth, and then you need a muller, which is this big glass thing that has been sandblasted as well, and you basically grind the pigment between the muller and the slab. Now it's not as simple as it sounds. You have to lift the back side of the muller just a little bit, and there's a lot of stickiness between the muller and the slab, and as you're pushing, you're grinding the pigment, and you're basically forcing the water and the binder to coalesce with the pigment. So if you buy pigment from a store and you add it to a jar and you shake it, it doesn't mix together into an ink. You really have to work hard to get it to do that. And so this machine, so what you do is you drop the color and the binder and the water into it, and the machine is the pressure is, you know, the space between it is so tight that it basically pushes the ink, the pigment and the binder and the water together to form this paste. And that's where a lot of that's what we generally get when we get tubes of pigment. So let me turn around. I don't know if to give you this view while I'm talking, or if to give you this view with all those pigments in the back there. Or maybe I'll go over there because I feel like a child. Oh my god, so exciting. Wow, look at this soot. Wow, look at that. There's some white here. There's some yellow ochre in there, and you know, I just want to touch it, but if I touch it, I'll get it all over myself. Here's some black oxide. Really, just I'm going to stand over there and talk about it. So let's hold this a little bit higher so you can see the pigments behind me. Oh my gosh, they're just great. So then you take this paste, and that becomes the basis of what we use for things like gouache or watercolor. So it's a really intense, insane process. So Claudio, where are you? Come and join us. So I'm just north of Milan, in a pigment factory. And I'm here testing some of the Hamburg inks, and we're working on some new formulations, and we've made some pretty amazing headway and discoveries. So I can't really tell you everything that we've been working on, because some of it is a little bit of a secret because of some other things that are coming. Suffice to say, you know, the PAScribe lining template is out. So I'm obviously talking about products. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid. I have to show you these colors again. I really have to. Let's sort of dig into the bag. I mean, look at this yellow. Okay, I'm just going to pinch this. Otherwise, I'm going to get yellow all over myself. Oh, look at that. I mean, I literally just pulled the edge of it and it's just full of color. Look. Wow. Look how blue that is. So yeah. So then when you have this paste, let's give you this view. when you have this paste, you can then work out of the paste to create lots of different things, to create gouache, to create watercolor, and of course, you know, they make some really amazing pigments here, and they use them on tons of things. Like, you know, I was talking to Stefano yesterday, and he said they even make one of the pigments that they use for stamping meat. And I was like, you never even think about stuff like that. So those pigments have to be organic, and they have to be, you know, they have to have really high health and safety standards attached to them. And you know, the factory is just, it's a real factory. So I'm going to, let's see, I'll stand here and I will just, so you get to see. So the ceilings are high. I mean, they're really, really high. And those are the color vats that I was across with you over there. And there's tons of color in there. And all of this is just color, just pigments. Wow. I mean, it's really noisy, and there's just, it really is quite special. I feel really honored to be able to come here and to share this with you. And you know, I think for a lot of people, you don't realize what goes into the making of colors. You know, when we buy a tube of gouache, or we buy some watercolor, what are we seeing? Where is it coming from? You know, you're only seeing a little bit of this color. To see this much color, and such intensity of color, it's really, really quite phenomenal. So I know some of you are just joining me. I'm going to go back to this little color area because I think it's quite nice for you to see. I'm just north of Milan in Italy, and I've come to a color factory, and you know, being able to see all this color and see how they're producing it. I'm here testing some of the Hamburg inks, so you'll see me talking about these inks a little bit more over the coming months, because I've been working with them on some new formulations for the inks, because you know, it's difficult to find an ink that works for all of the tools that we use. And because I use pointed nibs quite a lot, I'm really conscious that I'd like an ink that works excellently for Spencerian script and Copperplate script. And it's not easy. It's not easy sort of formulating something that works in the way that I want it to work. And these guys here have been so open to this, and they've been really wonderful to work with. And so coming up to the factory and seeing the color has just been great. I'm just going to flip this around so you could see this one more time. So, wow, look at that massive bag of yellow. And, you know, there's this beautiful orange in here. There's that purple. There was a pink here. Oh, look at the pink in here. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, this is just great. Look at this pink. Wow. So, thanks very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the color factory. I will put this up. I will put this live up once I've finished here, and I'll add some text in. The setting is really beautiful as well. I wonder if I could get outside very quickly. Let's see. sun's out. How beautiful. Look at that. Whoa. And, you know, it doesn't stop there. Look at this. I just need to get past the factory, because you have to see this. The setting is just magnificent. Look at that. So I'm working upstairs there in this room, not up there on the mountain. All right, so I need to get back to my color testing and ink testing and ink formulation, and just sort of trying not to get too excited about what's coming up. I'm really excited about, I'm trying not to, but I am really excited about what's coming up, and I will start sharing some content about the Hamburg inks and what I've been doing with them once we sort of get past the testing phase. So I'll be back home tomorrow night. Don't forget, Saturday and Sunday is the Copperplate script workshop on Zoom. You can find the link in my bio. Just go to the bio and tap link and you'll see it there. It's a brand new Copperplate script workshop with a lot of new content. And then I'll be in Toronto the week of the 17th of June, teaching brush and pencil Spencerian. So that's also a hybrid class. You can get onto Zoom there. Contact the Toronto Guild. And then I'm going to Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix, I'm teaching Copperplate script in Phoenix. That link is also in the bio, so you know you can join that link as well. And then I'll be at IAMPATH. Yay! So if you're going to come to IAMPATH, please come and say hello to me. I'll be talking about the liquid graphite and the PAScribe lining template, and I might bring some little toys for people to play with, you know, depending on how we go here and how far we get with the inks. And then I'm teaching Fracture in Washington DC the week of the 8th of July, and then I will be heading back home. So thanks very much for joining me on this live. I will put it up. I hope those of you who stayed on for the whole thing, I hope you had a good time.